I mean, he needed the ropes to keep him up. So, you know, that's the way it is.
You know, we think back as we watch the tail end of this 12th round. Mercado again, they ruled a slip back in the 3rd round. The ropes really held him up as they do again here in this round.
Yeah, he knows how to use ropes. He's a very good fighter. A very good fighter is Mercado. I think against everything we thought about, the guy with the energy is Bernard Hopkins at the end. The guy that was exhausted is Mercado at the end. So we'll see. I mean, if the judges got enough guts to give it to Bernard Hopkins in a land where 99% of the people are rooting for Mercado, we'll soon see.
Paul Gibbs of Seattle, Washington, Francisco Hernandez of Colombia, and Al DeVito of West Orange, New Jersey are the men in the hot seat right now. They have collected their cards as you see how well Hopkins finished out the 12th round as Mercado continued just to kind of run from him. They got caught in that 12th round. And where Hopkins ever got the stamina, the strength, to continue as he did through 12 solid rounds is going to be something they'll be talking about for a long, long time to come. You see the pandemonium in the ring. You can imagine what it's going to be after the decision one way or the other. Is it Mercado, first ever Ecuadorian to win any world title? As a matter of fact, their soccer teams have not been of the class to get them close to a World Cup, so they haven't enjoyed a lot of great success in the sport. And he's hoping to be the first, as he says, to go down in history. Philadelphia's proud boxing history, though, rests on the shoulders of this young man. No middleweight has ever won a world title, but Bernard Hopkins may be very close to doing that tonight. It may be a knockdown in the 5th and a knockdown in the 7th that denies him that opportunity here tonight. And the crowd is anxiously with their whistles waiting for that decision to be made. Purdy, by the way, has departed ringside and will, as the game competitor he is, will fight the crowd to get in the ring for the interviews after the decision has been made. Mercado fought a fight that at times looked like he was just kind of waltzing through, letting Hopkins kind of carry the fight. And then, like a snake out of the dark, he would lash out and catch Hopkins. Hopkins with a clear headbutt opened up that devastating cut over the left eye in the 10th round that played no effect on this outcome of the fight, however. And then Mercado going down, putting Hopkins down twice, really may have been the telltale signs of it. But Hopkins fought so brilliantly in the last 4 rounds as he hopes to kind of steal it away, and Jimmy Lennon even trying to find his spot in the ring after the cards and the decision. Jimmy's checking over the cards. Let's head it upstairs. The moment of truth is here. Is it Hopkins, the first middleweight champion in Philadelphia? Or is Mercado, the first ever Ecuadorian champion of any kind? Here's the decision for Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Damas y caballeros, tras de 12 rounds, aquí está la decisión. Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, here are the score totals. El juez Hernández tiene la pelea 116 a 114, 116 to 114, Mercado. El juez Al DeVito anota 114 a 111, 114, 111 a favor de Hopkins. El juez Paul Gibbs tiene la pelea 113 a 113, 113 to 113 a draw. La decisión es un empate. The decision is even, a draw.
Who will be the champion? Well, we've seen a couple of great fights here in Quito, but we're not through, as Ferdy Pacheco somewhere in that crowd will rejoin you in a moment. Right now, let's send you back to New York to Bruce and Bobby. Fellas?
So what a fight, Bobby Chaz. It ends up as a draw, which means they're going to have to do it again.
I'll tell you what, I give the last 4 rounds to Hopkins. Clearly, he closed the show. He got it done. He won that title, and you know, I know they wanted to get out of there alive, so a draw probably fairly reasonable for the crowd's sake.
Going back to the second round for a moment, I have written down not much, and that was a round that you scored for Hopkins and I scored for Mercado, and I think the judges could have seen it anyway.
I gave the first 3 rounds to Hopkins and then 2 to Mercado, and it was back and forth all the way through.
All right, standing by in the ring is Ferdy, so let's return once again to Coliseo General Ruminahui in Quito, Ecuador.
Thank you, Bruce. Welcome back once again to Quito. By the way, there's only been 8 draws prior to tonight in the championship fight in the middleweight division, but they add tonight. And again, is there a rematch in the offering? Ferdy Pacheco is upstairs in the mob. He'll find out to try to resort this thing. Let's go upstairs to the fight doctor here in Quito.
Well, you can imagine the excitement here. Everybody's mad on both sides. Butch Lewis is mad. And let me talk to the fighter who fought his heart out. Tell them what you just told me. You fought your heart out.
I'd like to give all praises to Allah. My family, my mom, them been rooting for me. Look like that house gonna be on hold for a minute, Mom, but I think I pulled it out by one point. I'm a warrior. I'd like to thank Butch Lewis and all the hard training in camp. I'm fighting at a high altitude. Everybody thought that it was gonna bother me, but it bothered him more than me. We gotta do it again. Don King and Butch Lewis put on a hell of a show. I showed a big heart, a warrior's heart. I think I pulled it out the last 2 rounds. I don't think it was a knockdown the second time, but Segundo Mercado is a tough fighter. I'm in his backyard. I think I should get the benefit of doubt of fighting this high altitude and didn't expect it.
All right. Now, for a man who has a strong perspective always, Butch Lewis, let Butch have a say-so.
Well, Freddie, the cards were stacked against us. He was holding on. He was fighting. They brought us in. We came in 3 days before the fight. My warrior, Bernard Hopkins, bit down. We had him down. It was a real tough fight. He was holding on throughout the fight. It was never a situation where we, under any circumstances, should have come out of here with a draw. We should have come out of here definitely with the win.
All right, a disappointed fighter, an irate manager, and Don King, the promoter of this, who has another attitude about it.
He lost the fight. Everybody sees it in TV land. Everybody on Showtime Championship Boxing. The man got knocked down twice. The referee counted him twice. And he didn't end up and get a draw. And all of the judges come from the United States. This is not right. This is not right. I call it like I see it. I don't give it. But he was hitting more punches. He won the fight. And so you got a problem there. You got a problem there. But he lost that fight. Segundo Mercado won the fight. You didn't pull it off. No, you did pull it off. You did pull it off, but you didn't do it in the ring. You know what I mean? You didn't. This is wrong. So it's okay. Savannah is a great fight, though. That's one thing nobody can complain about. It was a great fight. Both fighters fought very hard.
It was a great fight. We're looking for Mercado now. If you can, I had him on the head by one. Mercado, ven para acá. And I think it was one of the best championship fights.
This is all right. If you win it, I ain't got no problem. We can do it. When you win it, you got it. You know, I don't care about that.
Let me talk to the fighter. ¿Qué tú crees de tabla?
Bueno, no.
I'm asking, what does he think of the draw?
La pelea la gané ampliamente. Le he dado dos knockdowns.
He knocked him down twice, and he beat him.
Él es un buen boxeador.
Very good boxer.
Buen boxeador y lo admiro y espero que siga adelante.
And he admires him and he hopes that he goes forward and do this again.
In our hometown next?
Tú vienes a pelear en América.
Cuando quiera.
Wherever he wants. Between these two managers, the fighter says anytime you want, and the fighter says anytime you want.
Mi hermano de deporte y hermano de sangre.
He said he's my brother in sports. No problem. And a nice hug and a shake between two fighters that have given us a tremendous fight. And we're going to...
You are that. But you lost that one. You lost that one. You got a break. So you got early Christmas present. You got early Christmas present.
Well, Don, now here the two of us. When can we put this barn burner together again? In a neutral. He don't have to come. Let's get neutral and get busy there.
Well, we should have been neutral there. We should have been neutral with all of the officials and everything else. But listen, it's a good fight. But it's still Segundo Mercado won the fight. You know what I mean? So that's what makes controversy.
That's why when me and him get together, we can never agree on anything.
Yeah, this was a better fight than the end of the fight. All right.
Well, Doc, you gave me your opinion, Doc, and I respect you as an announcer. You gave your opinion. I can live with that.
You guys going to have to go do it again. It was so close it could go either way. It's a draw, so you'll do it again. So now, from all of this excitement, Merry Christmas to everybody. From Butch Lewis, from Don Don King. Le decir feliz Navidad.
Lo importante que hemos hecho una buena pelea. Bernard Hopkins, un gran boxeador. Igual lo admiro mucho, pero tiene que reconocer que le gané, pero hay que seguir adelante. Cuando quiera, le doy la revancha donde sea.
All right. No matter where, we'll have a rematch. We'll all have a good year. We love each other. We're all sports figures. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Back to ringside. Where's Wyatt?
Thank you, Purdy. And quite obviously, the column under the